Hi, and welcome to your first ever piano lesson. My name is Idil from Skoove, and today we're going to be taking your first steps at the piano. Today we're going to start by looking into how to sit at your instrument and how to use your hands for proper piano technique. We're going to learn our musical alphabet, we're going to play our first scale, learn how to read basic sheet music, and even have you play your first song by the end of this video. So we're going to start by looking at how to sit at the piano.
Let's learn about piano technique.
If you see it from the top, my knees are a couple fingers under the keyboard so that my arms and my hands have a nice comfortable distance from the instrument. And now a nice rule of thumb is that when I'm sitting at my instrument upright and I reach my hands in front of me, when my arms are in a straight position, my hands should be able to touch this panel above the keys. And when I have this distance from the keyboard, then when I actually have my fingers on the keys, I will have this nice little angle in my arm. And if you look at my elbows are not stuck to my body, but they have this nice little easy distance from my body. And this way, when I actually play the piano, I have a lot more room to move. One of the most important parts of playing the piano as a beginner are your wrists. So your wrists shouldn't be so low down that it's actually difficult to move your fingers, or it shouldn't be so high up that I have so much tension that I carry through my hand, but they should be slightly above the keyboard level to give my fingers enough room to move. And as for the fingers, I'm going to be playing the keys with the tips of my fingers actually touching each key. Now that we know how it feels to be sitting at the piano, we're going to look into the keyboard.
Let's learn about keyboard layout.
If you look across the keyboard, you're going to see a pattern of black keys and white keys. And if you look into the pattern of black keys, you're going to realize that there's a pattern of 2 and 3 black keys all across the keyboard. I want you to find the group of 2 black keys in the middle of your keyboard, and then when you take your index finger, slide it to the left, you're going to find your middle C. Now the names of the notes work in an alphabetical way, which means that if we start from C, and if we count up to the right, we're going to go C, D, E, F, G. After G, the alphabet is going to repeat itself, so we're going to go to A, B, and C. Realize how you just arrived at the bottom of a group of 2 black keys. Another very helpful note to find on the keyboard is the note F, which you can find right at the bottom of the group of not this time 2, but 3 black keys. Now we're actually going to give numbers to our fingers, and this is actually going to be very helpful when we're playing our song in a little bit. I want you to put your hands forward. Your thumbs are going to be number 1. Your index fingers are going to be number 2. Your middle fingers are going to be number 3. Your ring fingers are going to be number 4. And your pinkies are going to be number 5.
Let's dive into playing your first scale.
Now we're going to play our first little scale. I want you to take your thumb and I want you to put it on the middle C, which we now know how to find. Find the group of 2 black keys in the middle of the keyboard and then put your thumb. I want you to put your other fingers right next to your thumb, 1 finger per note. Play the note C with your thumb. Release. Play the note D with your index finger. Play the note E with your middle finger. F, G. Now we're going to go back, F again, E, D, and we go back to C. Now I know this may feel very chaotic at the moment and your fingers might be flying. It's really hard to keep them all in the same place. It's okay. It's totally fine. We all have been there. I just want you to make sure when you push one note, your other fingers are not flying in the air. The goal here, it's not going to happen right away, but the goal here is to make sure that you play the notes and your fingers still remain on the key, even if it's not the finger that you're using at the moment. And as slowly as needed, I want you to do this a couple of times until you get comfortable pressing the keys. Okay, now that you're ready for something new, I'm going to actually introduce our left hand. Now, I want you to take your left thumb and I want you to put it on the note C, not the middle one that we just played, but an octave lower. Now, as usual, our other fingers are going to follow. I have all my fingers on one note. We're only going to play the note under our thumb, which is the note C. And at the same time, we're going to play this little scale that we played just before, while holding down the note on your left hand. So the entire time that I play this scale, I'm holding this note down only with my thumb. Now try to do it at the same time. Let's do it one more time together. Whenever you're ready.
Let's learn about sheet music basics.
Okay, so we're going to look at this piece of sheet music of Jingle Bells, which I hope you know, and I'm going to walk you through everything. No need to panic, no need to be scared. And you're going to be able to understand what you're looking at and actually play a couple of things at the end of these 5 minutes. So the first thing we're going to look at are these two symbols. The first one above is called a treble clef, which usually means that the notes preceding this sign are going to be played with our right hand. And if you look below, you're going to see the bass clef, which usually means for now at the beginning that the notes will be played with our left hand. If you look just right next to these symbols, you're going to see 4/4, which is our time signature. Our time signature gives us the rhythmic context of a piece of music. And in this case, you're going to see 4/4, and you're going to know that the beat or the pulse of the song is going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then these lines dividing the notes are going to be called bar lines. And the spaces in between these bar lines are called measures. And based on our time signature, we will know that each measure will have 4 beats. And we will know that each measure will contain 4 quarter notes. And the logic is really simple. If you take one measure, if you divide it into quarters, then you're going to have 4 quarter notes. Now we know that these are called quarter notes. This one right here looks a little bit different. It's a half note. And the one that's at the end of our first line is called a whole note. And you might be already ahead of me, but basically a whole note is 4 quarter notes, which means that it's 4 beats. So if I put one whole note in one measure, that will be a complete measure. And a half note contains 2 quarter notes, which means that we will need 2 of them to complete the entire measure. Now we're going to be reading notes. We're going to use a little acronym to help us understand the notes better, which is FACE. So on the treble clef, we're going to write FACE in between the gaps between these lines. And then for the bottom one, we're going to use all cows eat grass. This is going to mean that the notes that are in this space are F. The notes that are in this space are A. This one is C, and then this one is E. We know how to find our F note. If we go one below, that is this note on the line, what are we going to have? We're going to have the note E, which means that our starting note for Jingle Bells is going to be E.
Let's dive into playing your first song.
So let's find our E note on the keyboard. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to find the middle C first. And I'm going to put my thumb on the middle C. D, E. This is our note. And if you look at the sheet music, you're going to realize that each note has a finger number that is attached to it, which is going to be very helpful since we already know the finger numbers on our hand. When I take my third finger, which is my middle finger on my right hand, and if I put it on the note E, which we just found, then my thumb is going to fall onto C, D, E, F, G, which we just played before. Okay, I'm excited. Let's try to play the right hand first. It's gonna go jingle bells, jingle bells. Now we're gonna continue. We don't have to move our hand at all. We're just gonna use the numbers to use different fingers and different notes. Jingle all the way. Look at the sheet music, it goes 3, 5, 1, 2, 3. Let's keep going. I'm gonna now use my fourth finger and I'm gonna play the note F. Oh, what fun it is. Now to E, to ride in one horse open sleigh. Hey. Let's break that down. So we play the note F in quarter notes. Oh, what fun it is. Then we go on, we play another F. Then we go to E, to ride in. We play E again, 1, and then we go to D, 1 horse. Oh, we go to E again, open sleigh. Hey. Let's play that through again. So we're gonna start on E and finger number 3. Okay, feel free to pause the video, try that a couple of times. Now we're gonna add the left hand. I'm really excited about this. Now let's find our note first. So you remember this acronym that we just put here, which means that our first note is gonna be what? A C. We're gonna look at the finger number. The finger number is the second finger, which is the index finger of my left hand. And I'm gonna find the group of 2 black keys, find the C note, and I'm gonna put my index finger here. And I'm gonna let my other fingers rest on the notes nearby. Now let's try the left hand alone and try to sing the melody if you can. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey. So it's very easy. We go C, 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 C. Then we go to D once, back to C, D, and then we're gonna use our pinky to play a G note. Okay, you now know the left hand, which only means one thing, is that we're gonna put the 2 hands together. Take your time, play it very slowly, no worries. We're just gonna put our hands back to position. My index finger on my left hand is at the C, and my thumb on my right hand is on the middle C. Now let's try it. We're gonna start by playing the finger numbers, 3 on my right hand and 2 on my left hand. So it's gonna go something like this. If that was a little bit hard to follow, just go back, practice 2 hands separately, and then try to put them together. You can always slow down the video and actually practice slower, and that's gonna help you so much with playing your favorite songs at the piano. And there you go. You learned how to sit at your instrument, you know your keyboard now, you played your first scale, you started playing the piano with 2 hands, you learned how to read sheet music. And it doesn't have to be complicated, it's that simple. Thank you so much for being with me on this video. I'm really excited that I was able to be a part of your journey. And don't forget, learning the piano doesn't have to be a crazy amount of work. Just practice every day, even for 10-15 minutes, and it's gonna do wonders for your piano playing. And if you want to take your piano journey to the next level, you can start learning with Skoove today. From pop hits to classical favorites, you can play the songs you love, while concepts like theory, sight reading, and technique are simply integrated into your learning naturally. Check the link down below to join the piano lovers that are already making daily progress with Skoove. Make sure that you give this video a like and subscribe to the Skoove channel, and leave a comment down below how your piano journey is going. Thank you so much for tagging along the journey, and happy playing!